In this video, you explore good practices on the writing process to write your proposal. We will cover issues relating to learning more about the decision makers, fulfilling formal requirements, mobilizing capacity to write, and getting feedback. First of all, it's important for you to learn more about the decision makers. Who will decide on your proposal? What's their background? What are their priorities? What do they think about sustainability? Why might they like your idea? Why might they dislike it? It's important you find answers to these questions to describe your Green Office in a way that aligns with their priorities. For example, if educational quality is a priority, you can emphasize in your proposal how the Green Office will work with academics to improve the quality of sustainability courses. Also, if decision makers aren't convinced of the need to act on sustainability yet, you should convince them through strong arguments in your proposal. You can get information about the decision makers through a trusted ally who knows them, profile descriptions or CVs on the university website, an online search to identify, for example, interviews they gave. Another good practice is to identify the formal requirements your proposal should fulfill. This includes length. We've seen decision makers that were happy with just 2 pages. Others want up to 20. You might save yourself a lot of work if you first find out how much you need to write. Content. To write your proposal, you can use our funding proposal template, which gives you a simple structure to follow. However, decision makers may require you to include further issues. Forms. Some committees require a 2-page summary of your idea. You attach your proposal to this summary and submit it. Often, this summary is more important than the actual proposal, as more people read it. Deadline. In some cases, you can only submit your proposal a couple of times a year before the decision makers meet. Find out what the deadline for submission is. These requirements may be publicly stated. If they are not, you may need to talk to an assistant or secretary of the decision maker or to them directly. Once you know how to frame your proposal and what the formal requirements are, it's time to write it. But how can you mobilize the capacity to write it? If you're a student, you could form a writing team of 2 to 3 people within your initiative, so that you don't have to write it alone. Or you could write it as your thesis or a course assignment for which you get credit points. If you're staff, writing the proposal could be an official work assignment you do together with a colleague. Or you hire 1 or 2 student assistants. Or you collaborate with a professor to make it a course project. Once you have a first draft of your proposal, you can decide whom to invite to give feedback. Feedback guarantees people's ownership and allows your argumentation to become stronger. If you're a student, you can run an internal feedback round in your group. Also ask trusted staff and academics to give feedback. If you're a staff member and wrote the proposal, discuss it with your supervisor, colleagues, and students in your network. Before moving on, take a moment to reflect on the following questions. How can you find out more about the decision makers? What formal requirements does your proposal need to fulfill? How will you mobilize the capacity for writing? From whom do you want to get feedback?